Good evening, everyone, and welcome to This Week from Rockdale. And I am your host, as usual, Larry Cox. And it's great to be here with all of you this evening. And I want to say hi to some people who have joined us tonight. And if you've not said hello in the chat, go ahead and say hello in the chat. And also, if you would like to help grow this audience so that we can share some things that are going on here in Rockdale County with folks that live here and we know what's going on, share and like this show so that we can inform the citizens of Rockdale County what's going on in Rockdale County, because you're going to get enough misleading information from the Heartless Three, and that will be the Board of Education, the Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers. And we're going to talk about some information that I consider somewhat misleading that the City of Conyers did in a little article this week in the newspaper. So let me start off by saying hello to Doug Witham. Good evening, Doug. Nice to have you on the show tonight. Mary Boysworth, nice to have you. Lisa Lancaster, great to have you here. William Campbell, great to have you here. Danielle Munoz, the Fit Life with Danielle, great to have you here this evening, Danielle, all the way from up in Minnesota. Thanks for being here. George Kilichek, member of our Water and Soil Conservation um, committee here in Rockdale County, and also founder and executor of the Haynes Watershed Foundation. Charlotte Gillert, also nice to have you here today. Tina Hobbs, Angela Asperio, and Mara Haynes. It is great to have you guys here. Anybody else that would want to say anything in the chat, go ahead and say something in the chat. Say hello, and it is great to have you here. We got a nice little audience that we've got going so far. First of all, let me ask you guys: is the sound good tonight? Does the visual look good? I've upgraded the internet here at the house so that I can hopefully uh, broadcast from here more often, and it'd be a lot easier. So we've got more people joining us. We have got uh, Big Mango 56, Geneva Wood, Cheryl Garcia, Cheryl Moulton. Nice to have you guys joining us here tonight. We've got Cheryl and Ben Garcia. Great to have you guys here tonight. I love Lisa Lancaster. Yep, sounds great. Looks good. Great to be here. Great to be able to broadcast from the house. So it'd be great not to have to run to the office so much. Well, I mean, I will go there when I have to do certain things, but it's great to be able to just come here to my little studio in the house and do this. And thanks to Xfinity for doing a little bit of an upgrade over in this area, and I'm able to make this happen. And I'm excited about being able to broadcast here from the house. And you know what, guys? It's nothing but good. Catherine Lynn, great to have you joining us tonight. Like I said, guys, let's share and like this show. Let's get this thing going around the neighborhood so that people in Rockdale County have an opportunity to know what's going on, and that they can get to know me better. Like I said, I announced last week I intend to run for Board of Education, and I'm not going to dwell too much on that right now. I'll talk about those things as we move forward. But guys, I think it's a fantastic opportunity for and you guys. I love to see you guys share things in the chat too, more information and knowledge, so that people know that we've got citizens that know what's going on in this community, and they're not afraid to share the information they have. And I love when they share it on. Dan Burks, great to have you here today. Dan, just to let you know, I'm going to make that meeting this Thursday. I've not been to one in a few months. Done that on purpose, just to help let you guys get your on the ground yourselves and moving. So, but I am going to attend the meeting this Thursday just to show my support there. Yeah, we're going to talk about the rally and the rates and all that. So I think it's very important and that we do that. And I'm going to talk about some things that are going on with with that event that's going to be hosted by Bob Nesbitt, the rally. So we're going to talk about that because guys, it's going to be an exciting time. We're going to have some speakers at that rally. I know of 3 speakers right now. We're going to talk about that, let you know who they are. The next Sunday we'll have more information. I'll be able to spread a little more. Uh, the Rockdale Voter, our group that Ken Holmes and I have started. We have actually put an email out today promoting this rally to our thousands of email list, and we do have many thousands of people on the Rockdale voter email list. And some of you here belong to that email thing. You've got an email today from the Rockdale voter talking about the importance of that, and I put that on the Facebook today too about that, and a copy of the flyer for the rally. So it is great. So let's talk about the millage rate hearings first. So by law, they're required to have this hearing when they are going to set a millage rate that is going to increase property taxes. If they're going to decrease property taxes, they're not required to have a meeting. They're public hearings. They're only required to have public hearings if they intend to increase your property taxes. So they do intend to increase your property taxes, 17 point something percent or something here in Rockdale County, the BOC. So August 1st, this Tuesday at 10 a.m., you will have the opportunity to go and speak against these millage rate increases, or these property tax increases. Again, that evening, August the 1st, Tuesday, August the 1st, at 6 p.m., they will have the second of the third meeting. You will be able to go at that point again, Tuesday, August 1st at 6 p.m., and speak against the tax increase. And then the final here meeting will be August the 8th at 10 a.m. That will be your final opportunity um, to go and speak against the tax increases. Now, on that August 8th date at 10 a.m., there's going to be a citizens rally. I put that flyer up, and I'll talk about that during the week. And this week from Rockdale, I'll be putting more posts up about that and then more information. And I'll probably even write, a little something and post about my thoughts about the BOC, these property tax increases, and and why it's bad for our community. And I'm going to talk about that tonight. Also, we're going to discuss what these property taxes and why these decisions that this board of commission is making are bad for this community that you and I live in, that you and I share, that we have hopes and aspirations for, that we want to live and retire in this community. And this board of commission and this board of education and the city of Conyers is making it very difficult when a person gets to a certain age to be able to maintain home ownership in this county. And that's a discouraging, a disheartening thing, and it's very bothersome. So there was an article in the Rockdale Citizen this week, and the city of Conyers, they talked about where they had passed their millage rate and they lowered the millage rate a certain percent or whatever. But with that, they didn't take the rollback rate, and with property assessments and combined with the multiplier, the millage rate, then they are going to generate 10.9% more in property tax collection than they did the year before. Now, this is the interesting thing that the city of Conyers is claiming. They are claiming that 80 to 85% of homeowners in the city of Conyers will actually pay less taxes. Misleading information. This is misleading information. So they're saying that properties that are owned by business and properties that are rental properties will get these increases that citizens who own their homes and are going to get these exemptions, they're most likely going to get a decrease. They are claiming that 80 to 85% of property owners in Rockdale County are going to get a decrease in property taxes. Um, Alex, I'll put that come up here in a minute, and you may want to comment on some of the things that I talk about here too, about this 85% of people who live in the city who own a home will probably get a tax decrease. Guys, let me tell you something. So, so they're saying, and that's the math just does not make up when you really look at all this. So then they're saying that the other 15% are going to make up and pay the difference. So let me tell you, if that's a reality, okay, if a business owner is going to get hit with a substantial tax increase, that business is not going to eat that tax increase. They are going to pass that tax increase on to you, the consumer. The city actually said that, Alex. That's in an article in the Rockdale Citizen. It is actually an article where they claimed, they run some sort of fake nonsense about that. But let's just say that that would be accurate, and 15% of this and 15% of what of the rest are going to pay that. So if businesses are going to be taxed, that means businesses and property owners who rent are going to face significant tax increases. They are not going to pay that. If you're a renter, your rent is going to show that property tax increase. If you are a business owner, you're going to be forced to increase whatever. If you do a service or you do goods, you are going to have to say the same thing. That you're going to have to raise it. Lisa Lancaster, I love this comment, and Alex has played this so many times. So Oz said this contradictory things. He said taxes are going down. If y'all remember that, they're going down when actually they went really up. They went up, not down. So the city of Conyers is doing the same kind of nonsense um, that he's done. Uh, so it is absolutely crazy. That is crazy. So yeah, Alex. I mean, if you live in the city of Conyers, you're looking at a 41% tax increase when the Heartless Three all when you combine all of their, and it's a 31% increase if you're a someone who lives in rural Rockdale County. If you live in unincorporated Rockdale, you're looking at a 31% tax increase. And if you live in the city of Conyers, a 41% tax increase. But you've got the city of Conyers now saying that if you own your home, 80 to 85% of you are going to pay less taxes. They are so full of crap, guys. That is just outright misleading information. And then if you're a renter, you're going to pay more. You're going to pay more for rent because they're going to increase it. Uh, uh, and businesses in the city and the county, they're going to have to raise the prices of goods and services to compensate for these tax increases. So, it's Scott Stewart. Welcome to the show, and thanks for the comment. Yeah, Alex, I want to put this comment up. So that they know it's just plain wrong when they have to gaslight the community. And that's exactly what this is, gaslighting the community and the citizens of Rockdale County. This is absolutely ridiculous when you've got, this is the thing about it. Wait till citizens start speaking on the 1st and the 8th, and they start saying things about the Board of Commission and their increases, and just wait to the nonsense that Chairman Nesbitt spouts afterwards. He's gonna claim that citizens like myself, George Kellichek, John Bowers, which I hope he comes and speaks. He's going to claim that citizens like myself, Corliss Turner, uh, uh, Cheryl Garcia usually speaks, Charlotte Gellert. He's going to claim that citizens like us are touting misleading information to the citizens of Rockdale. That's what he says every single year when we do these meals, that we don't understand, that we don't have that we can reach out to these directors and we can find out the truth. We know the truth. That's the problem. The problem is that the citizens of Rockdale County know the truth. The majority of us do. Uh, Alex, I mean, Bill, I was going to mention that also. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of that tonight too, about some things. I bet that they promise another audit like they did the last year. Yeah, I agree. I think they may do that too. So, guys, this is just absolutely ridiculous. I don't know what they want to do. So it's crazy. So so let me tell you. So we talk about the promise of an audit. So I want to talk about the audit and two other things that the county hasn't done. Okay. So we all know that the Water and Sewer Authority, they basically have violated the law by disbanding that authority by not appointing members. So, but also there's been some open records requests done, and some I've received some emails from some of you guys about the ethics board that still exists in Rockdale County. The ethics board still exists in Rockdale County, but there's a problem. Problem is the board of commission has failed to keep it active by appointing anybody to belong to it. So here's where we stand in Rockdale County. Okay, they tell you that these people out there are saying misleading information. They're not telling the truth. That believe us, we do what's right by you. But this is the problem. We've got two oversight boards that I know of: the Rockdale County Water and Sewer Authority and the Ethics Board. Both of these boards, if in place, would provide oversight over the Board of Commission and government here in this county to make sure that they were abiding by the law and following the directive of the state and the federal government, but and their own codes. But what would be the only reason? And I'd love some comments. Why would the Board of Commission not appoint members to these specific organizations? Why would they not appoint members to the Water and Sewer Authority, which has oversight? And why would they not appoint members to an ethics board, which would review ethical decisions and behavior of elected officials in Rockdale County? Why would they not do that if they didn't have anything to hide, and if they don't, and the first, they don't want oversight because they're doing things that aren't ethical and legal. And then we talk about this forensic audit. This is something the citizens of Rockdale County have said, we don't care that you spend this money on. This group of people they've never shied at spending a dollar in their life, but they won't spend a dollar here when the citizens of Rockdale County have said, go ahead and spend it. We want to make sure that everything's on the up and up. So let's just talk about it. They refuse to appoint members to the Water and Sewer Authority. That means there's hanky-panky going on there. They refuse to appoint members to an ethics board. That means that there may be some unethical things going on that they don't want reviewed. They refused to do a forensic audit because most likely if you do a deep dive into their books, the money's funny. So if my statements are wrong, appoint members to the Water and Sewer Authority, appoint members to the Ethics Board, and do a forensic audit. If you don't do those three things, then it verifies what I say, that you are lying, cheating scoundrels. Now, some people out here, they criticize me because they say I'm a little bit hard and harsh with some of the words I say and some of the things that I do. I got to criticize a little bit about my harsh attack of Superintendent Terry Oates, who runs one of the worst school systems in the state of Georgia. Not going to back off on Terry Oates running one of the worst school systems in the state of Georgia, and he keeps blaming COVID for everything. I mean, the Georgia test results just came out, and Rockdale County performed horribly. And from what I gather, it's going to be another blame of COVID. So, guys, I am going to continue speaking harshly of the Heartless Three. That is the Board of Education, the Board of Commission, and the City of Conyers elected officials. I'm not going to ease up. When I run for the Board of Education here next year, my two primary promises I'm going to make, and there are additional things. First thing I promise to do as an elected official is to try to get Terry Oates relieved of his duties as superintendent of Rockdale County Schools. He's done a dismal job, and the proof is in the pudding with the testing and how bad the school system is doing in Rockdale County. That he does not need to be the superintendent of Rockdale County Schools. Second thing I want to do is to send a proposal to the our state officials to pass legislation to reduce the to put it on the elect on the to have a ballot referendum so that we can reduce the millage rate to the state level of every other county in Georgia, because Rockdale County voted in the 1960s. 700 people participated in the election. That we can go up to a 30% millage rate for the Board of Education. And I think 24% may be the number that the majority, I mean, I think it's like 97, 8%. There are like 3 or 4 counties that can go above that. They all had these special elections allowing it to go above. So, but those are the two things I know I would do. And there are other things that I intend to talk about at a later point what I would do. But let me go back to the Board of Commission. Let's go back to these 3 specific things that I challenge this Board of Commission to do. And I'm going to send an email this week to the 3 commissioners, the attorney and Jennifer Rutledge, requesting that these 3 things happen. First, that they reestablish the Rockdale County Water and Sewer Authority by appointing members. Second, that they appoint members to the ethics board that does exist, but doesn't exist because there's no members. And third, uh, I ask that they do a forensic audit. And in this email, I will clearly state that if you refuse to do these things, then it is apparent there are things that need to be hidden. If you are open and do these things, then you're being transparent. If they fail to be transparent and do at least these 3 things, then we know these 3 commissioners are hiding things from you and I, the citizens of Rockdale County, the voters of Rockdale County. And that needs to stop. That just needs to stop. Would you agree? It's ridiculous. So I mean, do you guys agree with me that these 3 things minimally need to occur for this Board of Commission to prove that there's no hanky panky going on behind the scenes, that there's no illegal activities, there are no shenanigans? Mary Boisworth says yes, that these 3 things minimum need to be done to restore confidence in the Board of Commission. Dan Burke, yes. Let me tell you guys, these individuals are not going to do these things. Not going to do it. Geneva Wood says yes. Yes, these things need to happen. This needs to happen to restore confidence in our county government. We've got to go an even step further. This is just crazy. Doug Witham says yes. These 3 things minimally need to occur. Cheryl Moulton agreed. These 3 things minimally need to occur. But I'll guarantee you they won't occur because there are things to hide and there are shenanigans going on behind the scenes. And that's unfortunately the truth. Cheryl Boisworth, I love this right here. I love this comment. So this board could never restore confidence as far as I'm concerned. And that's true. I agree with that. They couldn't. So well, and this is something I agree with too. So, Catherine Lynn, the only thing that's going to restore confidence in the BOC is a brand new slate of commissioners. I agree with that. We do need a brand new slate of commissioners, and we can start that. Like, let's talk about it. So this coming, let's talk about when these millage rate hearings are. I'm going to talk to you about this a second. So August the 1st at 10 a.m., August the 1st at 10 a.m., August the 1st at 6 p.m., August the 8th at 10 a.m. Now, before that, we talked about there's going to be a rally in Old Town Conyers before this, and there are going to be some speakers at that rally. Right now, I know of 3 speakers that are going to speak at that rally right now, and I'm going to let you know who those 3 are that I know of, right? And That will be this. That will be former Chairman Richard Odom will be speaking. Uh, Chairman of Rockdale County Board of Commission candidate Modessa Ahmad will be speaking, and yours truly, Larry Cox, will be speaking at this anti-tax rally. So those are the three people that I know so far that are speaking. The organizers of this event are going to get back with me and update me if there are more people that are going to speak. And as the week goes, I'll be making posts, and we'll be sending another letter out from the this week from Rockdale. I mean, not from but from the Rockdale Voter. Um, so the rally is going to be at August the 8th at 9 a.m. It's going to be right down the road from the Board of Commission office at a parking lot. We'll be putting that. The Rockdale Voter will have that up. I'll have that up on my Facebook page. We're going to put that out there. You're going to know exactly where all this stuff is going to be. If you hold on, I'll just open my phone up real quick and just look at this thing and let you know. So it's going to start at 954 Main Street. The rally is going to be at 954 Main Street. And then when the Board of Commission starts, people are going to go ahead and march up to 903. So 954 Main Street at 9 a.m. is when this rally will happen on August the 8th at 9 a.m., 954 Main Street. So, guys, this is an opportunity for you as voters of Rockdale County to be heard, to let your voices be heard. Not only that, to be seen. A lot of times when you're just seen, and like last year when you had all these people standing outside on the steps and in the yard of the Board of Commission office, it sent a message. Now the chairman said, "I've heard you loud and clear," but he still raised your taxes. And the same thing is going to happen today. The same thing is going to happen that day. He's going to hear you loud and clear, supposedly, but he's still going to raise your taxes because he thinks that on election day, you're going to ignore the shenanigans, the nonsense, and the questionable behavior and still elect him to office. And I'm asking you right now, go to these rallies, be informed, listen to shows like This Week from Rockdale, uh, uh, go to the citizens' rallies when they have them. Make your voice be heard and let yourself be seen. It is so important to be seen. Uh, so I'm sure that the individuals organizing this have reached out to the local media about covering this. Guys, you just got to know that we can make a difference as a community. As a community, we can make a difference, and things can happen. I challenge each and every one of you. Let your voices be heard and let them see you. Even if you don't speak at one of these meetings, let your presence be known. Let your presence be known that enough is enough. Tina Hobbs, I think that's an excellent thing, and I'm going to put that up there. I think it needs to be said. So it is. Where did I didn't put it up there. So it's before you vote, look at what the candidate has done and not what they have said. Tina Hobbs, it won't be it will be elected officials, because if someone is a challenger, they don't have a voting record. So you have to listen to what that person said. But if they're in office right now and they've said that they've heard you and they said that they're going to do this and that and they've not, then you don't have to put up with it anymore, because those are broken promises. Sherry Washington is not fit to hold office. Not fit to hold office. And if we elect her again, it's shame on us. Shame on the citizens of Rockdale County if we dare elect Sherry Washington again to office. Oz Nesbitt is not fit to serve as chairman of Rockdale County, if we look at past behavior and the things that he's done in his life, he does not deserve to be the chairman of Rockdale County. But it's up to you. It's up to you, the citizens of Rockdale County, to make a choice and to make change happen. It's up to you to do that. I believe we can. I believe we have the opportunity to make a great shift in Rockdale County if we just vote this coming May. And that's why I'm challenging all voters, no matter what your party affiliation, vote in the Democrat primary in May and change who is representing you in this county. It's the only way to make a true difference. The only way to make a true difference is to vote in the May primary and vote the incumbents out of office that have failed to represent you and your needs. That's the only way that we can truly make change happen in Rockdale County. As far as the Board of Education goes, it's a nonpartisan election, so everyone is able to vote in that. I ask you to elect Justin Kinney, who will be running for the position he was just appointed to. And I'll be asking you to vote for me to be that fourth vote of reason on the Rockdale County Board of Education. So that first, we can send Terry Oates packing out of Rockdale County. We can have reasonable budgets for the Board of Education. We can have reasonable expectations. I see a possibility of where the board can actually be involved in the process. No, that's speaking out of the box, but I do. I see an opportunity where the Rockdale County Board of Education can actually be involved and help Rockdale County come out of the educational cellar that we're in. So, I mean, I have ideas, I have plans. I'm going to talk about all that at a later date of what I envision education looking like in Rockdale County, because I'm not going to just leave it to bureaucrats in that central office. If I'm elected as a member of the Board of Education, I will be an active participant in the process because I will be there to represent you, the citizens of Rockdale County, the landowners of Rockdale County, and the students of Rockdale County. If you represent all three and you do it right, then we will end up having a quality education, an educational system that we can be proud of in this county. We quit letting bureaucrats come up with idiotic, nonsensical ideas that are never going to work. We find a superintendent that will think out of the box, that has a proven record of turning an educational system back upright that was once on that not successful. We need to do a nationwide search for that individual. Money's not a problem because we will pay the superintendent the money it takes. If you can do the job, you're going to make the money. If you can't do the job, we will send you packing. Terry Oates has not done the job. And let me tell you, from my understanding, this Board of Education, by a 4-3 vote, has voted to give him a bonus one more time. I think they have given him a 3% bonus. If I'm incorrect, I'm not incorrect about the bonus. I may be incorrect about the percent, but I think they gave him a 3% bonus. So he did not deserve a bonus for leading a failing educational system. Just because he was able to tie shoes and chew bubblegum at the same time did not qualify him for a bonus. Just because he was able to write his name, clock in and clock out, not get a DUI in the company vehicle, does not qualify him for a bonus. Cheryl Moulton, Funny that you mentioned that. That's actually the seat that I'm running for. I've heard that she's not going to run, but even if she does run, that's the seat. Mandy North's seat post is the post Larry Cox will be seeking election to. I will be seeking election to Mandy North's post. Just so that you all know, I've decided which post I will be seeking election to, and it is Mandy North's post. That's the post that I will be running for, just so everybody knows. But guys, I mean, I am sick and tired of what's going on in this county, and I'm not afraid to put my name out there. I'm not afraid to fight for what's right in this county, and I'm asking each and every one of you to join me in that fight. Join me by voting for me. Join me by voting for other people other than the incumbents in those other offices. I'm asking you to join me in this fight to retake our county. So Tony Dowdy, he was on there and was useless long enough. Don't have anything personal against Tony, but we don't need him on there because he's another vote for Terry Oates. Tony Dowdy is nothing but another vote and a supporter of Terry Oates. So we don't need Tony Dowdy. We don't need him and his nonsense and him supporting Terry Oates one more time. Larry Cox will tell you point blank, I will support a vote to not hire Terry Oates again. Actually, I will support uh, a, a, a vote of no confidence and that we just let Terry Oates go. We lay him off. We fire him. Whatever you want to do. There's a clause in the contract, 2 months notice, and you're gone. All you got to do is pay him 2 months salary, severance, and send him packing. That's what I would recommend we do because I think his contract will already be renewed before the election. So when the election comes, if we get the 4 or 5 people that will vote that he's not the right person, we give him his notice, pay him his 2 months severance, and send him out the door. That's what I recommend we do. So, I mean, and we don't need to recycle other failed board members. It's not what we need to do. Now, I'm going to be criticized for this. I'm going to tell you, pray to get a phone call tomorrow. You shouldn't be mean to Tony Dowdy. I'm not being mean to Tony Dowdy. Tony had his time. He served his terms. He could have he was there long enough. If he didn't accomplish what he needed to do when he was there, it just showed that he was very ineffective, and we don't need to send an ineffective person back. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's time to move on from ineffectiveness and let's put people in office who will say and be real, that they won't just push the cart down the road. They just won't go along to get along. Anybody who knows me know I'm not a go along to get along type of person. It's not my personality. But I am somebody who will tell you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. The fact that I tell you that Terry Oates needs kicked out of Rockdale County, that's the truth. Some people might not like that I term it that way or I say it that way, but it's the fact. Man doesn't need to be, and let's talk about it. He sends his own kids to private school. If you are in the public education system, you don't even send your kids to the public school system that you are running. That says a lot about the confidence you have in your own school system. Does it? To me, it does. To me, it speaks volumes if the system you're running isn't good enough for your own kids. Just saying. Just saying. Guys, I think it's time to go again. We've been on here long enough. And I had 41, 42 minutes tonight. That's, being from home, I went longer than I usually do. A little slow this month. I mean, in the summertime, not a lot going on. The tax stuff is always a big thing. Next week, we're going to be on here. I'm going to try maybe to see if I can get a guest to come on next week. Don't know who, don't know what. But we'll see if we can't get a. And I see the audience has popped up a little bit. My talking about a couple of a former board member and the chair, the superintendent's rallied a few people. So it's probably not people who are for us, but against us who decided to come on and see what we're talking about here on This Week from Rockdale. We're talking about you. And we're talking about why you don't need to be here anymore. That's what we're talking about. Can I get a thumbs up, hearts, like me's, and all that? Terry Oates, we're talking about you and why you don't need to be here anymore. That's who we're talking about. We're talking about former Board of Education members, not anything personal against you, but you had your time. You don't need to be on the board anymore. There are 4 members that are on that board right now. You've been there long enough. You don't need to be there anymore. We need a clean slate. We need all new board members except for Justin Kenny. We need Justin Kenny to come back. He's filling this 1 year of an unexpired term from Wells Barksdale. We need Justin Kenny back. Justin Kenny is one of the most intelligent, smartest people that I know, and I want to see Justin on there, as well as keep Janie Jones and Sandra Jackson Lett, who have done a fantastic job representing you, the citizens of Rockdale County, the taxpayers, and the students. That's what I'd like to see. Guys, thank you for joining me on the show tonight. It has been a privilege as always. And I look forward to next week seeing you. And why don't you come out to one of these millage rate hearings? You're going to get a chance to hear me speak, hopefully at all 3 of these. But I had a business trip planned for Tuesday. I'm delaying that thing to Wednesday so that I can come and speak at this thing on Tuesday. Come Tuesday and you'll hear Larry Cox speak live at the Rockdale County Board of Commission against property tax increases. Thank you, and I'll see you next week on This Week